Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 273 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week we're talking all about our Summer Game Fest predictions. We're going to be talking about how there's some Spider-Man PC updates and how Square Enix might not be jumping into NFTs anymore. That and so much more here on this week's Trophy Room. Of course, with all that said, with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
Joe.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you. You got that one out of the way.
I know. I'm so proud.
Listeners, friends, colleagues, community. We were supposed to record an hour and 6 minutes ago.
Yeah.
The technology difficulties that we have gone through. I thought it was just on Joe's end. He sounded like he was underwater.
Right.
The moment Joe fixes that, guess what happens? Everything breaks on my end. Webcam decides to stop working. Yep. I can't get... Oh my god.
We're here.
We're here.
In the
I'm
here
hungry. I'm agitated. I'm doing the do.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
Let's effing go. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Kyle, beyond the technical difficulties, and hopefully this episode makes it out, for those of you who don't know, we are a few days early. That is because Summer Games Fest would land literally when our episodes would usually land. It lands on Thursday at 1 p.m. EST time. So with that being said, we're going to be over on our good friend, the Carpool Gaming's stream, or I will be. Kyle will be at work, where I'll be joined by our good friend, Sean Capri, and all the amazing Carpool members. So link in the description to Sean's channel. Head on over, hang out with me and Sean and the crew. We're going to have a fun time. That being said as well, expect an episode of The Trophy Room on Friday morning to kind of unwrap what all has gone on in the Summer Games Fest, because from what I'm understanding, it is the next few weeks gonna be pretty crazy. So expect multiple episodes this month, maybe even a little bit in July. So just be on the lookout. Make sure you have us subscribed or following us on Twitter at PS Trophy Room or at Mr. Babbitt or at Mr. K-Step for all the updates, because things are getting crazy. It's announcement season or game showcase season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, things are going to get pretty nuts. With that said...
Are we doing the VOD of us just watching the show together?
I think we may.
Yeah, so after I get off of work, I'm going to be live reacting to Devolver on 6-1 Indie.
Ooh-wee.
And then afterwards, I'm going to sit down with Joe, and I'm going to stay radio silent on Summer Game Fest news on Thursday.
Man.
I think I'm just going to throw my phone in a river. And then after Devolver, I will hop on with Joe, and he will watch it with me for the first time, and then you guys will see those reactions, I think, at some point. If it's good enough. I don't know. It might be a boring show. Who knows?
Who knows? Hey, listen, Geoff Keighley has even said, like, hey, most of the stuff we're showing, put the expectations, like, in a drawer for a sec, are mostly games that have been announced already. So slow your roll, everybody, with these crazy predictions, which, Geoff, no one tells me what to do.
Geoff, I have some issues with you. We'll get to it later, but I have some issues.
Okay. That said as well, a lot of people, and I think we'll talk about this later on in the show, want to know, like, our predictions for the Xbox game showcase. So maybe we'll toss that at the end as well.
Oh,
and,
sure.
For a little good SEO as well, jump on that bandwagon. So that said, this week, again, we have a lot to talk about. But before we do, I want to just do a little bit of housekeeping. Of course, if you like this show, please, it really does help us out, shows us that you care, helps build this big, beautiful family that we call home here at the Trophy Room. Rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, rate us 5 stars on Spotify. It really does help us grow, and it helps us chart on all those podcast feeds. So if you could, that'd be fantastic. Also, I want to thank our members over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. this week is huge. I was able to order Kyle all of his new audio setup. Next month, we're going to be ordering a new graphics card for him so that we can do some RTX voice, and his mic's going to sound so crisp, so beautiful. More beautiful than it already is.
You know what I'm even more excited about?
What's that?
Get my own bleep button.
You get your own bleep button.
Yeah.
Holy that's awesome. So all that is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Again, every bit of money that we get from Patreon goes right back into the production, and we are working on some really big things, all because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. I want to thank our newest members, John Inferte over at the Bronze Plus tier, and John Anderson over at the dollar tier. Thank you both so much. I want to thank our platinum producers, Todd Burowitz and Toxic. Our gold members, Too Soon, Gavin Gottfried, Jose Jimenez, Jedi Master Ren, Metal Kirby, Awesome Dave, Robbie Bobby Miller, and Strubles and Bits. I want to thank our Silver Plus members, Hide Indoors, Nakachaka, Marcus O'Neill, JB the Purple Monkey, Jedus Von Metal, Tim Ulf, Justin Rodriguez, Cypher Primus, Captain Logan, Brenton Zachary, K Grimm, Rick Arrington, Dewane Rocksha, The Good Sir, Mr. and Mrs. Nasty Boots, Drellish, Foolish Fuji, Any Day Now, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Manx Vizia, The Lord, Commander Corgi, Elo 2032, Stephen Flesh, Jinx the 25th, Bubble Boy N7, Jesse Garcia, Hambone, Aztec King, Millennial Falcon Gaming, and Darth Simon, the Pie Man. Thank you all so much. Again, your generosity keeps the show going and keeps us sounding great. So thank you all so much for your support. Now, Kyle, before we get into the predictions of what we want to see at Summer Games Fest and where we're at with our hype levels with this first truly non-E3 E3, it's time to square up the news.
The first bit of news that needs to be squared up is from GameSpot writer Darren Bonthuis. Darren, I'm sorry if I said your last name wrong. Marvel's Spider-Man PlayStation reveal. What? Kyle, slow down. I'm having.
You're a sentence in, Kyle.
I'm having tech difficulties in my brain.
Oh my goodness.
Marvel's Spider-Man PlayStation sales reached 33 million as of May. Marvel's Spider-Man has recorded another sales milestone, as Insomniac confirmed this week that PS5 and PS4 sales of the 2018 Spider-Man game and its spin-off Miles Morales have sold through more than 33 million copies globally as of May 15th, 2022. The last time that Sony provided a sales update on Marvel's Spider-Man was in August 2019, when it revealed that the game had sold 13.2 million units. With repeat sales of the first game, its remastered edition on PS5, and Miles Morales, those numbers have been boosted by another 20 million since then, an impressive total. The State of Play presentation showed a trailer for Spider-Man Remastered, confirming its August 12th release date, while the PlayStation blog confirmed Miles Morales will also be coming to PC in the fall.
Kyle, I think this is a bit of news that we didn't get to cover in depth on last week's show, but Spider-Man, the franchise, on PlayStation alone, 33 million copies globally.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man.
It is nuts.
My question is for you, what is your thoughts on that goal struck? But where do you also think Spider-Man's gonna go when it comes to PC? Do you think those sales are going to translate to
yes,
something around that lane of 33 million?
Oh yes, I think that Spider-Man going to PC is going to do big time numbers. I think out of all the PlayStation properties that have not been on PC yet, Spider-Man is the one, I feel like. And I feel like a lot of people who only play on PC are dying to get their hands on Spider-Man to play and boost it on whatever PCs can do. 120 frames, whatever it is.
Yeah.
DSLR, USB, I don't know.
DXL, VHS type capabilities. Yeah.
Vimeo capable, like all these crazy things. So I know it's going to do extremely well.
Yeah.
33 million copies is gigantic, although I thought it would have been a little bit more.
Really?
If I'm totally honest, just because the 20 million since the August 2019 of Spider-Man 1 includes the first game repeat sales, remastered edition, and Miles. Did not enough people play Miles and buy Miles?
I think people are
or am I just looking at that as like I'm putting way too many people buying the remastered edition and repeat sales of the first game.
Bam, bingo. Because remember, you can't buy the remaster unless you buy Miles.
Correct.
So the way I think of that is, look at every time PlayStation 5 has a refresh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time it has a refresh, Miles and Horizon copies get sold. They rechart. We've seen that multiple times.
Yeah.
Right? And I think what people are really doing is they're seeing Miles Morales going, that looks awesome. I'll wait till I get a PS5. And now with the new bonus tiers on PlayStation, now people have an incentive of upgrading to those, higher tiers. So that's what I'm thinking is happening on the Miles end. You're right. I think, put a lot of stock into, holy crap, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one of the most popular IP in the world. This should be selling 50 million, right?
Yeah.
One out of every 2 PlayStation owners should have this. But
I mean, like, how many PS4s are out there?
Yeah, 117.
So you're telling me only 13 million PS4 users bought the original game?
Yeah.
Shocking to me.
Yeah. I think it's shocking until we get out of our bubble of like, not everybody's into Spider-Man. Not everybody's into Marvel.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
And I think by eliminating the ecosystem for a second, letting it go out to, other ecosystems, that's where you're going to see more people jump in on this. So I do think you're going to see that number reach like 40, 50 with the introduction into the PC ecosystem. I'm just always so curious, though, when it comes to PC of, if you're going to put your games on PC, at this point, and this is kind of like a revelation I had for a minute now, why not just have it on day and date? I know, listen, there's going to be people out there that are going to try to saw their PlayStations in half if you do that. Wild. But like, those people are irrational and they seek attention because they weren't loved as a child. Yep. That being said, why should I, as a PC player, buy Spider-Man Remastered on PC if I don't have a definitive date as to if and when I'm getting that sequel? Mm-hmm. Like, I know I'm going to get it, but is it going to be a year out? Is it going to be 2 years out? That's always my question in the back of my mind. Like, God of War sold pretty darn well on PC, right? What is it? Over around 1 million, 2 million already. And right now,
I'll give it a good old Google search.
Yeah, give it a good old Google. And right now, I feel like the thing that's holding those sales back is kind of PlayStation actually embracing the PC ecosystem, where I feel if I'm a PC person, again, stepping out of my PlayStation shoes into a pair of Steam ones for just a sec, it's like, why should I go buy God of War if I don't even know if and when the sequel's coming? Or I'm going to get it super late. So why not just wait until it's cheaper? That's always just like the thought that enters my dum-dum skull. I don't know. Do you kind of feel the same about that, Kyle?
I'm sorry. I was looking at the numbers. I totally was not listening to your question.
God damn it, Kyle. God damn it. No, did you find the numbers?
I did, but like, I know we just reported on them too. Like, and it's very conflicting things going on.
Okay.
Like, one article says 2 million sales on PC. One says at least 1 million. These were in January and February. And then in May, a few weeks ago, it says in 2.5 months, it only sold 971,000 units.
So let's take the low ball number.
Yeah, exactly.
970,000.
So close to 1 million.
Close to 1 million, which nothing to scoff at. Any game would love to be close to 1 million.
Like Horizon Zero Dawn, 2.3 million on PC.
Those are successful numbers, but again, I feel like there's not a lot of, I would feel like as a PC player, embrace if I don't know if the sequels are coming to this platform.
Yeah, I get that. And I feel like that is only the case with this because this is still fairly new to PlayStation. And that's the reason why they bought Nix's.
Yeah.
So I feel like that gap in between release on PlayStation and then release on PC is going to get much smaller over time.
So how much smaller is it going to get?
I don't think it will ever get day and date.
Why not?
I don't know. But I could see I could see maybe a 6 month difference.
I could see 6 months to a year, and you're right. I don't know why they wouldn't either, but this is PlayStation. I think they think somewhat similarly to Nintendo in that aspect, where they're like, we still see the importance of hardware, but I like what Matt Piscatella said. You know, Sony's seen the numbers from Xbox side. Putting their games on PC has not affected the sales of said console. In fact, Xbox is selling better than it has in the entirety of the Xbox One generation, almost to the Xbox 360 generation. So they're doing great, even though they have their, exclusives on PC. So I want to see PlayStation embrace PC more. I know, what a crazy thought, because I want games like Returnal to have a bigger home on PlayStation for sure, and more people to experience them. I'm even that. I'm the type of, like, I don't even care if they're on Xbox. I just want, like, I'm playing their games. Like, I think they're, to me, where my Sony fanboy heart lies is, like, I believe that they are the best publisher in the industry, and it's not even, like, close. So, like, to me, it's like, I don't care how I'm playing their games as long as I'm playing them. So, like, for me, putting them on PC just makes sense, and I do feel like they're gonna have them day and date one day, Kyle.
Yeah, eventually.
I do think I said this on DLC, and, like, the guys are like, "Whoa, really? You think this?" I'm like, I do think, like, in the next 5 years, you're gonna see it. Like, I don't think it's gonna be that far away. I think they're dipping their toes in the water. They're making sure that they're getting their back catalog in the PC ecosystem, and then once that's settled, and once they get their sea legs on PC, they're going to really start rolling these things out there in a big way. That being said, Kyle, do you think, not what would you like to see? I know we've seen Sackboy and Returnal leaked screenshots of them on PC, or like sales pitches or whatever on PC. What do you feel like, though, is the next game to hit PC outside Sackboy, outside Returnal? What do you think is the next one?
Oh, interesting. The moment you started asking that, I was like, oh, easy, Last of Us.
Okay.
But then I'm thinking a little bit more about it in the past 30 seconds. It makes it sound like I've been years meditating on this answer.
Yes.
It's
all led to this moment.
What do the tea leaves say in my cup? I'm going to say Ghosts of Tsushima.
Ooh.
I think that might be the next one after those two. And then maybe The Last of Us will come out on PC once the remake is out. And then they start with the remake and then put out 2 after that. Even though that might be a little bit too long of a gap. I don't know. But
so do you think, like, Ghost of Tsushima is like a PC port to this year?
Oh, I don't know about this year.
Okay.
Maybe that's a next year thing.
God, I've been thinking about it, man. Like, I'm like,
I have the director's cut. I haven't touched the DLC yet. Like, I'm having that urge to go back to it.
I want to earn those Steam stickers, whatever they call them over there. Whatever their equivalent to a platinum is. It's just scratch and sniff. Or just say, like, a golden Gabe. Sorry, I almost made you spit out your due. You get a golden Gabe if you complete all the
with the thumbs up that said, "You did it."
Yeah, you did it. It's a little crown.
Stop asking about Portal 3.
No, it's Half-Life. It's Half-Life 3.
Oh, Half-Life, yeah. But still, stop asking about our third entry in any game ever we've ever made.
Please, we're not gonna do it.
We don't like the number. Leave us alone.
Oh my God. Okay. So a lot of people are going to go, Joe, it's been, as of recording, 2,631 days since, Bloodborne. Which I call, first off, I do believe that we're in year 7 of the world. Because I do BB before Bloodborne, and then AB after Bloodborne is how my calendar works.
Death Stranding must have threw you for a loop then.
It really did. But I actually do think it's The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I do think it's The Last of Us because the remake's coming. I do think we're going to get Last of Us 2 director's cut, whatever they're going to call it, enhanced for PlayStation 5. So you get the 60 frames and it looks even better somehow. And then you get the PC version as well. And I think that comes out on like Outbreak Day. Not Last of Us Day. We could take Outbreak Day.
You claimed you're taking it back.
I'm taking it back. We're bringing it back. We need to, come on, canonically with the game.
Canonically, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. So yeah, that's what I actually think. I think the next one is Last of Us. It just makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
All right, Kyle, listen, enough of this PC talk, because honestly, if I hear another goddamn minute of it, I'm gonna take a chainsaw to my PS5. I can't handle it anymore.
I'm gonna be that kid that ruined his whole desk when we found out Horizon was going to PC. I'm gonna axe kick it in two.
I'm gonna cry while I do it.
And blame everyone else.
And videotape it for the internet to see.
Yep.
Because that's not sad.
And then ask my mommy for a Happy Meal and tuck me in. Because that's what I feel like those people do after all those shenanigans.
And they complain because it's the wrong toy inside. I
Don't get me started.
I wanted the Hot Wheels. I did not want the Legos. I wanted the Hot Wheel toy. Kyle, let's go with the next story on the list, good sir.
Zarmina Khan over at PS Lifestyle writes, Rollerdrome might be part of PS Plus Extra Premium in August. Third-person action shooter Rollerdrome, which was unveiled during last week's State of Play, could become part of August 2022's PS Plus lineup for the new Extra and Premium tiers, if a fan's keen observation is anything to go by. Reset Era user Modiz noticed that, like Stray, which is also launching on PS Plus Extra Premium, Rollerdrome's PlayStation Store page shows the exact time the game will become available for download. For all other games, the PS Store tends to list the generic midnight launch EST time. Both Stray and Rollerdrome listings show that they will launch at 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. EST, respectively, and both games are launching on the third Tuesday of their respective launch months. Reddit user AngieK22 further pointed out that neither Stray nor Rollerdrome are available to pre-order either. While this is all speculation and we ask our readers to take it with a grain of salt, the aforementioned observations don't look like a mere coincidence. Although Sony is against the idea of launching first-party AAA games day one on PS Plus, the company did say that it'll work with partners to bring new games to the service. Both Stray and Rollerdrome seem to fit the bill.
Kyle, what do you feel about all these rumors and speculations around Rollerdrome? First and foremost, Kyle, I actually watched over the State of Play again.
Yeah.
Just to this time and like truly enjoy it, truly get all the information out, and not have to be a host. And I actually appreciated this way more.
Good.
It actually looks really great, and it actually does look like this is straight up my alley. So
yeah,
I want to know what you take. Should we take this with a pinch of salt? Do you think that there's, smoke to this fire?
Oh, I 100% think there's smoke to this fire. I think this might be just a thing that PlayStation does. I think this is smart for them to do with these indie-like titles.
Yeah. To
have a big one be part of the Extra Premium tier, in addition to the 2 games we get every month for PS Plus. Because did they not say they were scaling back from 3 to 2?
Yes, they are scaling back a bit.
Yeah, so that third game is going to be a brand new indie, which would be super rad. I think that would solve a lot of problems for them, when it comes to them not showing indies all the love in the world, to highlight one specific one a month, even though there's many more that come out in that month, but to have one that says, hey, this is our stamp of approval on it. You're going to get it for free if you're in these tiers. I think that's a great way to show off. That's how people got to play or fell in love with like Bugsnax or PS4, Resogun, Rocket League, like all these great indie games that they put on that service and people end up loving them. It's the same thing. I think that's a great benefit for that program.
Yeah, I think this is a neat little benefit indeed. I think that this is what, when we've talked about on the show so many times, is like, we want to see them, if we can't have the games day one yet on PlayStation, the new PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Then what I want to see is them create curated lists for indies.
And they did start this already with Shadow Warrior 3, right? A few months ago.
Right.
That was day one on PS Now.
And I think if you're PlayStation, you could walk up to an indie and go, hey, listen, we'll give you X amount of money. How many we think this game would sell with our promotion, we'll give you, you know, that money for this game, and how many activations people actually play it, we'll give you a bonus on top of that. And I feel like that's a great way for them to put games into the service that would get that extra spotlight on them, spotlight indies, and at the same exact time, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to go out there and try to buy, you know, for example, Back for Blood on the service as well. So like, to me, I do think that there are creative ways that Sony can really use this service to highlight what they can do for indies while also help fix some of their problems that they have with these services. So I'm right there with you, Kyle. I think this makes total sense. And how awesome is if we have, like, you know, again, like an indie showcase, or like at a showcase or at a state of play, where just like, in this game you could play on, you know, the new and improved PlayStation Plus when it comes out for free, or at day and date. I think that's a really neat thing. Is it a one-to-one answer to Microsoft? Absolutely not.
No. Yeah.
But it's creative and it's neat, and I actually give them a gold star for it.
And
cool.
I think it also solves that problem of a small portion, maybe to us, but maybe a bigger portion to other people, of the complaints of the PS Plus lineups every month being like, well, I just bought that game, or these are all old games already. If you have a brand new game, like day one, available for free, quote unquote, if you're members of those two higher tiers, that's a huge plus in PlayStation's side in their column.
That, and you truly get to curate what you're spotlighting as well. So, like, to me, I hope this is a start, and I hope it snowballs into something more. So that, like, we'll see, like, you know, I mean, really do like
Little Devil Inside, I assume, will be one of these.
Sure.
Goodbye Volcano High. Maybe all the indies that we've seen in the first showcase will be part of this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even Kena down the line. So, like, or whatever the next game that team's working on. I'm there with you. I like to see. I like what I see from Xbox in terms of, like, how they highlight multiple indies. Like, every month, it's like, here's a new slew of games that you're getting for, you know, Game Pass or whatever. I want to see that same energy. I like that this is a good start, but I hope to see more of this.
Absolutely.
In the future. Yeah. That said, Kyle, is it nuts that in about a week, I think, what is it? Only, not even, I think by next week, we'll be playing the new PlayStation Plus. We're testing it out for the first time.
A week tonight, yeah.
Ooh-wee. But until then.
Well, speaking of which, stay tuned to PS Trophy Room on Twitter, where you can vote on which game we will be playing as a community for Road to Greatness at the end of the month. It's going to be from the PS Classic Collection on the new PS Plus membership.
Yeah.
We're not including Siphon Filter because we're just going to play that no matter what.
Yeah, you know us.
Come on. There'll be 4 other games to choose from that list when it comes out. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. Good catch, good sir. That said, let's talk about the next story on the list, because I feel like this hasn't gotten enough people talking about this, because I think this is pretty big.
You know who is talking about it?
Us.
And Tom Ivan over at VGC. Square Enix says Crystal Dynamics and Eidos sale won't be invested in NFTs and blockchain. Embracer announced on May 2nd that it is to acquire Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, Square Enix Montreal, and a catalog of IPs including Tomb Raider, Deus Ex Thief, and Legacy of Kain for $300 million. Square Enix said at that time that, quote, the transaction enables the launch of new businesses by moving forward with investments in fields like blockchain, AI, and the cloud, end quote. However, during the Japanese publisher's full-year financial results briefing on May 13th, which has today been published in English, President Yosuke Matsuda said the money from the sale will be used to strengthen the company's core games business. Quote, rather than using the proceeds from the, I don't know how to say this word, divestiture? In new investment domains such as NFT and blockchain, we intend to use them primarily to fund our efforts to foster solid IP and to enhance our development capabilities in our core digital entertainment segment, he said. Our intention is to undertake fundraising efforts for our new investment domains separate from those for our core business, and we are considering various possibilities, including potentially establishing a CVC, end quote. Commenting on the decision to sell off the overseas studios and IPs, Matsuda said, quote, "Its primary purpose was a reorientation of our portfolio." He added, "We especially revisited our studio and title portfolios from the perspective of stepping up our offering, of online titles that we develop for the North American and the European market. We want to focus on creating new titles that align with our strategy, including ones that leverage new IP. The Just Cause franchise will remain our IP, and we are at work developing a new title in the franchise," end quote. Matsuda was presumably referring to Just Cause Mobile, the delayed free-to-play shooter currently scheduled to release in 2022.
Kyle.
Joe.
What is this?
I don't know, man.
This is a company that's spiraling if I've ever seen it happen right in front of me, man.
Can I tell you what the do is doing to my brain right now?
Go for it, yeah.
Not only am I tripping over words, but when I read the line, "strengthen the company's core games business," I pictured Square Enix as a muscular man in the gym doing ab crunches, like it's strengthening its core, and in its core are Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest as the six-pack. Yeah, that's where my brain is at right now.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good picture, because because here's the thing, the quote that spins my head around is, "We especially want to revisit our studio and title portfolios from the perspective of stepping up our offerings on online titles that we develop for North America and the European market."
AKA all the IP you just sold.
Exactly. So
what are you doing?
How are you going to offer North American, like, what are you offering to the North American and European market? It kind of just contradicts what you just stated prior. Exactly. Of just like, we're not going to try making Western games because we're just not great at it. And it's just like, well, then what is this quote? Nothing here makes sense. And it's cool that you're making another Just Cause. Yeah. It's not that so rad that there is a Just Cause mobile game that I forgot about. But it's like, okay, but Just Cause never set the world on fire. So like,
it has its niche market.
Yeah.
And it does well for that, but it's not like, it should never be 1 through 5 on like your portfolio rankings.
Exactly. And it's like, when it comes to like the games that we're offering, it's like, you just sold them all. Like, you just sold Tomb Raider, you just sold Thief. You couldn't make money on, let's be honest, the big money you wanted on Avengers and Guardians. So what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm truly curious what your thoughts are, Kyle, because like, we saw the Final Fantasy 16 gameplay. That looks incredible.
Yeah.
What is something that they can bring from Japan? Are they signaling that they're going to try to make like Dragon Quest, pop here, unlike it's never have before? Like, what is something that they can use here?
It is interesting to note that the quote you pulled from says offering of online titles. So which one of their games that has an online component that they think is going to do well in our market and the European market? That's where I'm having trouble think of it, because like, obviously, just because that's my history with Square Enix, I think RPGs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, maybe they're thinking Final Fantasy 14 was just huge everywhere. Like, it's not like, I don't know how you could add to improve to that already wildly successful thing.
Yeah.
They sold out of digital copies. They had to shut it down at some point.
I mean, the thing is beating the crap out of World of Warcraft, which
exactly. So I don't know how you could do anything more to make that more viable or more, to get more eyes on it, right? To make it more appealing for people to buy in, because it's already a huge thing. Life is Strange doesn't have any online things to it.
Do you
there is a Dragon Quest online, but I think that was only in Japan, so maybe they're focusing on bringing that.
That's what I was gonna say. Is there a Dragon Quest online game?
I believe there is one, but I don't think it ever came out for us.
Right. So which is so strange. It's like, hey, here's this one game. It's only here for this section of our audience, which is, it's weird. It is leaving money on the table, but like, even then, let's just say we take this online Dragon Quest game, right? And we throw it over to North America and we throw it over to Europe. How is that going to actually then jive with folks knowing that like this game has been out in the wild since God knows when? Yeah. And here it is now, and here's all this content. Like, you're gonna overload people with stuff in this game. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of lost. Is there a IP that you would want to see get some big AAA treatment, the level of Final Fantasy in Square's lineup? Because I know you are the Square kid. So
I am the Square kid.
You know, I don't know enough. So I lend it all to you, sir.
I mean, the ones that I want are like the Final Fantasy games, and we're getting those. So
Star Ocean, is that
yeah, but I don't want a triple I would love a remake on the scale of Final Fantasy VII remake of the second game. Will we ever get that? God, no, we won't. But yeah, just a small thing of just letting me play that game out here. I mean, ideally, if they do that, they win E3 for all of eternity.
For all of eternity, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what that would be, honestly. Yeah. More remakes? Final Fantasy IX remake? I don't know.
And here's the other like kicker for me. It's like you sold all these games, all these studios for $300 million. If you're investing in online games that are gonna be brought over to here, you know, in the States and in Europe, it's like, so you sold all that for a game because that's how much around ballpark it costs to make a big AAA game. So it's like, what are you actually doing? Because I do feel like all of this, Kyle, is lip service. This I definitely feel like, remember when I say all roads lead to Square Enix, I feel like all these little announcements are like them just twiddling their thumbs, saying things to shareholders or stakeholders that they need to say until someone scoops them up. Because that's what I'm seeing out of here. It just doesn't make any sense. That being said, though, it makes more sense than, you know, to invest in a game, you know, than an NFT. That's for sure. But
yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm seeing here, man.
I'll say it. I'll say it. I don't believe it's the case, and if they are, they're wild. If they're talking about selling those things to put an online component, it may be Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh, shit.
Or maybe they're going all in on that. And have different Keyblade masters all fighting in the same massive online world.
Here's the thing. As a Kingdom Hearts guy, you scoff. But that actually makes a whole lot of dumb sense.
Right?
Because the Kingdom Hearts audience, I don't understand y'all. I never will. You guys are the skateboard kids. I am the old man that's a grouch. That's like, why is the Mickey Mouse playing with the...
Back in my day, the pogo stick was exciting.
Exactly. Back in my day, we didn't need any of these JRPGs in my Looney Tunes.
No.
It's like, yeah.
Solitaire was my JRPG.
That's right.
Gin Rummy every Friday night.
I met Walt Disney. He was a fine fellow. Some strange ideas, but fun nonetheless. That being said, that was a joke. To those of you who may not understand that concept. Here's the thing. I think that actually makes the most sense. Throw this into a Kingdom Hearts that you could make online money off of. Keyblade NFTs, these suckers will eat it all up.
Disney Worlds, Marvel Worlds, Star Wars Worlds, just
I'll eat it up. I'm a dumb
exactly.
idiot. Yeah. Oh my god. We're gonna see a Keyblade that's a lightsaber.
Of course you are.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, that's gonna hurt so bad. All right, Kyle. Listen. Enough of this. I do think that this is them buying time. I do think in the coming weeks to months we'll find out what's truly happening over there at Square Enix. It's time though. It's time for the main topic of the night, Kyle, and I have issue with it. That's right. So take it away.
Matt Wales over at Eurogamer writes, Geoff Keighley says Summer Game Fest, quote, primarily focused, unquote, on already announced games. We're on the cusp of 2022's Not E3 week, with the main event set to be this Thursday's Summer Game Fest livestream. Ahead of its airing, however, host Geoff Keighley has warned viewers expecting major reveals to, quote, manage your expectations, unquote, saying the event will be primarily focused on already announced games. Speaking during a Twitter Spaces audio session over the weekend, as transcribed by VGC, Keighley said he was very excited about the title set to feature during Thursday's Summer Game Fest, but warned viewers to, quote, definitely manage your expectations in terms of the megaton shocks that you're expecting. This is not the Game Awards, end quote. We've got lots of good stuff to show you, he added, but buyer beware of some of the crazy rumors I'm seeing out there in terms of things people expect to be announced. Keighley explained that while there'll be a couple of new game announcements in the show, and hopefully some surprises if everything holds, the focus of Summer Game Fest will be on titles that have already been announced, albeit showcased with previously unseen content. These will include a gameplay demo of the new sci-fi horror The Callisto Protocol, a first-level playthrough of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, some new footage of Cuphead's long-awaited The Delicious Last Course DLC, plus a reveal on some news around Gotham Knights. Summer Game Fest's spectacular live 2-hour world premiere showcase kicks off this Thursday, June 9th at 1 p.m. EST.
Geoff, don't tell us what to do. Don't tell me to manage my expectations. I will saw my PS5 and Xbox Series X if you tell me that again, all right? And I will videotape it. You will see tears streaming down my face, and I'll say, Geoff Keighley made me do this. Geoff Keighley, how could you betray me and my consoles? But it's interesting, in all seriousness. Geoff Keighley tweeted a few things that I do want to mention before we get into audience predictions and audience expectations of the show as well. Mm-hmm. Geoff goes, interesting responses. Keep in mind, this is a reply to the VGC article. He says, keep in mind, Elden Ring was an announced game last year. I think that's poignant. Elden Ring blew up. We saw more of it. We're like, holy crap, this looks excellent.
Yeah.
We knew that game was there, but it still blew our minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Geoff Keighley again. A tweet afterwards, he says, what I'm saying is that everyone talks about Elden Ring last year as the best thing ever, and it was. But it wasn't the game announcement. It was the first engine footage. So there's lots of values in things that aren't shocking reveals.
Yeah.
Great response. Because, like, I feel like everybody's like, okay, so we're going to see, and again, got our predictions, but like everybody's like, so we're gonna see the second coming. Like that's how they start off their predictions. And I like how Geoff is kind of going, no, tune in, but you're not going to see the second coming here. Like, this is just video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the good sir writes in, just like you can, if you want to send your predictions or your questions over to us on Twitter at PS Shortfilm, or you could join our Discord server, be part of the community, and communicate with all the good folks there. And the good sir writes, now, Geoff Keighley has gone on the record saying that the Games Fest will feature mostly games that are already announced. Does this change your guys' hype at all? I'm hoping that we'll still get a new announcement or two. That said, sign me up for Hollow Knight SilkSong. Yeah, boy. God of War Ragnarok hype. And obviously, more info on indies. Based on that fact, Geoff didn't even include any of the showcase from Saturday on the official SGF calendar. I don't expect much indie talk. I do expect some indie talk. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, Kyle.
Joe?
Does this change your mind, your hype level, knowing that maybe we won't see, I don't know, some... All right, let's get it out of the way. We won't see Bloodborne 2 there, We won't see, I don't know, or the possibility we won't see... The
new Uncharted movie or game or whatever. Yeah. No.
With Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Maybe a Silent Hill, who knows? Does it change your mind at all, though? Your hype levels of where you're coming into the showcase?
Absolutely not. I think for me, yes, as awesome and chill inducing as those CG trailers of seeing a game being announced for the first time, of like the first time Last of Us Part 2 was revealed, and you got Ellie singing that song as I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. What a trailer. Or like the Spider-Man 2 trailer, or the Wolverine trailer from not that long ago. Those are super exciting and hype, and I love everything about them. Yeah. But you know what I love even more, Joe?
Tell me.
Seeing real in-game gameplay and what the game actually that I'm playing looks like and feels like. And that gets me more excited than a CG trailer. Yeah, those are cool, but show me what the game is. Like, I am so excited to see more Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
I want to see the Callisto Protocol gameplay without being cut and edited up into a trailer. I want to see how tense it is in those moments, walking around that ship or that planet, whatever. The in-game stuff to me is more exciting when it comes to this 2-hour block than some of the CG trailers.
Yes, and 100%. I like it's funny. You can never, because I've already seen people like twist it. They're like, well, prepare for disappointment. More like, I was like, shut up. Yeah. Come on, enjoy a video game.
I like, honestly, when you think about it, well, the story was, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago. All these games keep getting delayed.
Yeah.
And you know what? A lot of people forgot about those games. You know what those games are? They've been announced.
Yeah.
So we can see more of those stuff here.
Yeah.
Like, there are things probably people forgot about, myself included, that are like, oh yeah, that's been announced, and then we'll see it here, and I'll be super excited about it.
Yeah. Like Captain Logan. I was teasing our good friend Sean Capri because SilkSong will be announced here. Yeah. And like Captain Logan's like, what's SilkSong? I'm like, you dumb moron, you know? Captain Logan, I love you. Thank you for being a patron. But it's like, and check out his podcast. That said, like, people have forgotten things. And maybe a nice little refresher of like, hey, God of War got rated a few weeks ago. Yeah. You know? Some weak nudges.
That being said, though, before we get into other people's thoughts and whatnot, I do take a little bit issue with Geoff, like I mentioned earlier. He's still like, yeah, everything's already announced. Keep your expectations in check. But he's still tweeting like, oh man, it got a really cool world premiere. Like, he's still stoking the flames a little bit sometimes.
I mean, he's trying to do his job.
He's being the showman that he is, which I understand. But part of the people's expectations getting a little too high, you're kind of a little aiding it a little bit.
There needs to be, and I don't think anybody has even come close of like managing expectations.
Absolutely.
For like how do you say, hey, we got some really cool stuff, you need to be here, and then not have people's mind go to like Halo Infinite 2 or like Last of Us Part 4. That's right, we skipped 3.
And especially when all the other showcases that we've seen, or State of Plays, or Nintendo Directs, they're like, yeah, we're only focusing on this. And then in that show, do something that isn't part of that focus. Right. Well, you're lying to us every single time. So, of course, we're going to think anything can happen. Nintendo goes, all the games out this year. And then they show 2 games that come out the following year. Or the State of Play, only third party. And then we see Spider-Man coming to PC.
Yeah.
They always are lying to us.
Which is like, I'd prefer that lie rather than the... Yeah, like, we have something big, but keep in mind, it's it's really hard to balance those things, and it's really hard to get you can't get everybody's expectations in check. You're going to disappoint folks, but it's really about getting it's really about trying to set a bar. And I think by maybe saying, hey, here's the headliner, like it was Elden Ring last year, it's like, maybe the bar is set with like, oh, the Callisto Protocol, that's coming out this year. You know, Gotham Knights, that's a big game. I don't care how many people are like, it's Avengers. I don't care. It's not. It's going to be good. I'm going to play as Barbara Gordon. Or her backstory is problematic. They fixed it. Stop yelling. But like, I'm excited for that game. Maybe that's what we kind of need we need to readjust how we think of these announcements and not be totally destroyed when every time I jokingly tweet Bloodborne 2. Like, that's a joke. I don't expect it because Sony doesn't love me the way I want them to. So to me, that's where my head's at. That being said, I wanted to kind of get where people's minds are, where their expectations is. So Tim Ulf wrote in, my predictions is something will be announced that will blow our minds. I like it. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. And Joe and Kyle will announce a sponsorship deal with Doritos. Only Cool Ranch
Mm-hmm.
And that's a joke that I'll actually legitimately answer in our Patreon show. The after show, which only $1. You get the after show. How nuts is that? The Muffin Mon writes in, God of War Ragnarok will be there. Calling it now. Release date for this fall. Delayed to 2023, but we will know. Or delayed till 2023, we will know. Oh boy. And Cloudside writes, hi guys, my predictions are God of War release date. Sony will break tradition and release it in the winter holidays periods to take advantage of the Xbox delay. 2. Persona 6 announcement. This is more hope since Atlas didn't announce it in their own show recently. Yakuza Like a Dragon 2. Final Fantasy Remake Part 2. I need it. Bloober Team confirmed Silent Hill 2 Remake. Metal Gear Solid Remake gets announced. Some cool indies get shown off. Guarantee it. Maybe Hades 2. Whoa.
Ooh.
Cloudside, your
That's
predictions.
a show, Cloudside.
You're just one asterisk away from and the second coming of Christ. So, and I want to know, Cloudside, after show, whatever, tweet at us. How many of these, like, if one of these announced, would you be pleased? If none of these were announced, would you be bummed? Let me know, because I'm legitimately curious. Famous Seamus writes, my predictions for the show is Persona 3 and 4 remasters come to PlayStation 4 and Switch. A look at the next character/event coming to Genshin Impact. A new short trailer for God of War Ragnarok with a release date. That's good. I like this. Now, Yuna writes, and this is going to be the last of the audience predictions. So, Kyle, I hope you're ready with some stunning predictions, good sir.
I got some.
Hey guys, since Geoff Keighley said it would be mainly announced games, I could see God of War release date coming out during the show. If I remember last year, we got a release date for Forbidden West, so it's plausible we see God of War Ragnarok here. Other than that, I do not know what we see, other than maybe Saints Row reboot, yeah, definitely, and or Dragon Age. I do not see Mass Effect here. Right now, it's up in the air as to something I'm interested in to show up. It's a win for me. That is true. Dragon Age just got a little like, here's our name. It's Dragon Age. I think it's like Dreadwolf. So maybe we see a little Dragon Age snippet here.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's fine. I will never say like 100% no. So I just feel like they did that because they knew Summer Game Fest was coming.
Fair enough. So Kyle, I have 5 predictions, some of which I share with the community. I want to know, and we'll take turns. What's your first prediction for the show?
First one I feel is a lock.
Oh, okay.
It's happening. And the reason why this is happening is because I saw the studio as part of the partners of Summer Game Fest.
Oh.
And with all the rumors circulating about a certain not quiet mountain, Silent Hill will be there by Bloober Team, because Bloober Team is part of the official partners of Summer Game Fest, which I think is weird that a developer has such a big showing, I guess, on that partner list with all these other gigantic publishers. So I think they will be there. I think Silent Hill is there from them, whether it's the 2 remake or a brand new Silent Hill or something. I think we're getting it at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, that is actually, I would have said, just because they, like the CEO or one of the directors, whatever, literally said, you'll find out soon. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna find out by summer's end. But that is an even better like tidbit of like, they're one of the companies showcased here, so it's a big deal. I think you're 100% right on that one. Here's what I think is gonna hit big at a Summer Games Fest for 2022. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? SilkSong will be re-revealed to the masses at Summer's Game Fest, and I'm gonna say something even crazier. I think we're going to see a little trailer. I think we're going to get more news to come either at the Xbox show or at the Nintendo showcase. But that game is coming out 2022. That is, I think,
agreed,
a lock. And again, it's not just for our Fantasy Critic League, of which we are in a dead heat with Sean Capri. If SilkSong comes out, God of War comes out and Forza Motorsport comes out this year, they're done. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, they're done. SilkSong just wipes Elden Ring off the map. Forza, we now know, like, it's an open secret. It's coming out this year. That wipes the Kirby thing off the map. Sean, you're in trouble. Maybe take some of those weeb games off the list. You know what he said? You know what he said, Kyle?
What did he say?
I go, are you gonna really do this? Is on the on the Console Wars show. He threw Ryan under the bus. He's like, do you think Ryan really gets a say in what comes on this list? I was like, oh, hot damn,
Excuse
Sean.
me? Is that
damn.
how you run your operation over there?
Very
Joe and I sit down and we have like legitimate, like we're running a National Football League team.
I know we're coordinating. No, he doesn't. He doesn't even trust his co-host, Kyle.
Wow.
What a dirty son of a gun. And here we sow the seeds. Again, join us, Carpool Gaming on YouTube during Summer Games Fest. I can't wait to see Sean slowly die inside.
I'm so bummed I won't be there.
Sorry. I got too excited there. Kyle, what's the next prediction on the list?
The next one, these are all off the top of the dome. I feel like we get a date for Shredder's Revenge.
Yes.
At Summer Games Fest. And it's closer than you think.
Is it day and date?
An out now would be cool. But I'm going to say July 12th.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Check the calendar. I want to see if that's like a Saturday and you're like, shit.
No, I think it's
You think it's like a Tuesday or a Friday?
Tuesday.
Oh my god. I mean, I saw on I forget, somewhere on Twitter there was like a leak or something of like if you buy the Shredder's Revenge physically.
So that was part of Limited Run Game Showcase today.
Oh, okay.
That if you buy Shredder's Revenge physically, you get I believe this is only for like North America or maybe even just the United States.
Yeah.
You get a coupon for your own personal pizza from Pizza Hut. Like the same thing back in the day when you bought the old games. And
That's
also
so awesome.
The collector's edition at Limited Run will also come with a
Stuffed
Shredder's old school figure. Like it looked back in the day. And there's probably more that didn't show off more, but yeah.
I'm gonna look at that after the show because that sounds right up my alley. I now want to buy the physical thing just to have the dumb silly coupon and not even use it.
Remember book it, or like you would read books and get stickers and then you earn a free pizza at Pizza Hut?
Yes.
Oh, those are the days.
I'd start reading again.
Exactly. You kidding me?
I got a free sub at Quiznos because I read. All right. Here's my next one. I was about to blurt it out like a dumb. Cuphead DLC announced. It's coming on August and day one on Xbox Game Pass, but it will be out everywhere.
So here's where I saw this was like, Joe, I don't know if you've been paying attention. It's got a date already.
Does it really?
June 30th.
Oh, June 30th.
Yes.
Sean, you are
and we have it on our team.
Oh boy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I can like that. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I can say like I've requested a code already.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Man, Sean, you are in trouble. What's your next one?
It's not a Geoff Keighley presentation without the one and only Hideo Kojima.
Yep.
You cannot say Geoff Keighley put on a show if Kojima doesn't show up.
Fact.
So, and Kojima keeps teasing. He tweeted out another picture of a clock. This time is at 9:00, and it looked like he was in a performance capture studio.
Okay.
So he's definitely filming something and for some game. And you might be thinking, Kyle, you're crazy. It's too early. Really? Kojima gave us one of the most iconic trailers of Death Stranding ever after 6 months after he got the Decima engine from
Kojima
Guerrilla?
Works fast.
Kojima does not play around.
Yeah.
And the fact that Norman Reedus pretty much spoiled that we're getting a sequel to Death Stranding. Not saying it's Death Stranding, but like I feel like Kojima will be there to show something off.
That was literally the same. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's the Xbox one.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Because I think he's been working on whatever project he's been working on before the Xbox deal was penned.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely feel like it's this project. It's on PlayStation, and I'll go crazy here, Kyle. I'll get crazy. You want me to get crazy?
Let's get crazy.
All right, cool. It's Metal Gear. There you go.
Whoa.
There you go.
Whoa.
PlayStation is like the chaperone between the divorced parents. They're like, you get to say your piece. You get to say your piece. And then
what a moment that would be. Are you kidding me?
But to me, and here's where I'll layer it up a little bit more. This is like the end.
Oh, yeah.
This is him getting to close the book the way he wanted to.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm right there with you. Okay, Kyle, here's one that I think we could both talk about. Because I feel like expectations, we got, Sony folks, Sony insider sources, saying that Ragnarok is going to be in the show with a release date of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I have it here because I'm hopeful and I'm optimistic. Yeah. But why wouldn't Sony want God of War somewhere else? Why have it here?
That is the question. I do, the more I think about it, I do think it is going to happen at Summer Game Fest.
Why?
But
why not just literally on a random Monday they just go, God of War State of Play, stay tuned.
Yeah, you're right. They could do that. But maybe they put all their eggs in the third-party State of Play. And they're running out of time to give us a date if it's going to be this year. Even though the first God of War 2018, they showed it off in February and gave a date in April or something like that. So
no, they gave a date in like January, February. Then
so it was like April. 2 or 3 month turnaround. So we still have time for that to happen again. But like, why not just have it on the biggest stage as possible? Because if I remember correctly, the last 2 Summer Games Fest had like mega Xbox reveals. So maybe PlayStation tries to
have a little bit of lightning.
Have a little bit of more of a showing than here's Godfall. Here's which was the first PS5 game we've ever seen. Wow. Or like the Horizon Orchestra, which was beautiful, and the date I love that, but like have more of a presence have more than just one thing there.
Yeah, I think they want to be the thing that everybody's talking about.
Exactly.
And it be a quote unquote surprise, but then it just be a tease enough to say, and more info is coming. Like, I don't think we're going to see, I would be surprised if we see the release date there. I do think we're going to get the stay tuned, more info is on the way. But like them reiterating it's 2022 and like there's a state of play next week. Yep. I definitely can see them.
Or a showcase in July or something.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I do think bigger PlayStation things are here this time around. And I do think maybe we'll even see maybe like Last of Us here as well if we don't get God of War.
Yeah. I was thinking of that, but like that isn't it's technically never been announced.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's the worst. Another worst kept secret.
It's a worst kept secret for sure.
And also I'd get nervous again, Sean, because that one's on our list. Remember when you had the Maverick DLC on your list and it didn't count because nobody reviewed it? Remember that? Kyle, what's your last or maybe second to last prediction?
Oh man. I'm trying to think here. All right, I'll get a little crazy with this one.
Yeah, come on, take your shirt off.
Okay.
Oh my God, guys, Kyle is ripped.
Full chest piece too.
Oh
it's
my
an
God.
eagle.
Yep.
It's ginormous. Yeah. It's breathtaking.
And then under it, it's the Bronx, which I thought was.
It's crazy. Weird because I don't live there.
Exactly, it's Staten Island.
Yeah, I'm more of a Queens guy because of the Mets.
There you go.
Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. I think
it was a spelling error. It's like, how do you spell that?
No regrets. Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 will have a trailer. I don't know if it has. I know I'm nuts. I I don't know if it has a year or a date or anything. I just gotta believe, Joe. I have to believe.
What if we see Final Fantasy VII Remake come to Xbox?
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool too.
I think that would be,
Yeah.
I think that I could see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that happening, and then go more to show at the Xbox show. Again, I definitely think Xbox wants to redirect people to their showcase. I do think PlayStation wants to redirect some of that attention to like the titles that are coming out this year from them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think Final Fantasy though isn't a crazy ask. I don't know if it's a Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 Part 2.
Interesting enough, I just searched up Final Fantasy VII Remake and Xbox, and a few days ago, it said that the exclusivity branding for Remake has been removed from its PlayStation Store pages.
So,
additionally, the game no longer appears in the dedicated console exclusive section that Sony features on its storefront.
Yeah.
So it could happen at Summer Game Fest or on the Xbox show.
Yeah. So I think that's very doable. I think that's happening. Yeah. Do you have any more?
About damn time, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Do you have any more?
So I had a couple.
Go for it, real fast.
But then Capcom announced the show. So I don't think Capcom will be showing a whole lot off here at Summer Game Fest. I think they're going to hold it for their 30-minute showcase on June 12th, I think it is. Or 13th, excuse me, for their already announced things. So I don't think we would see a whole lot here. My last one, though, I think we see a little bit of... it's not Pie in the Sky.
Okay.
Star Ocean 2 is not going to be shown at Summer Game Fest. Or Legend Dragoon Remake. That's not happening. Skate 4. We see Skate 4 in motion. And in-engine Skate 4. It was announced 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They were just in pre-production. I could see them having some sort of
like vertical slice
showing there. Especially of how great the reveal of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remake that happened at Summer Game Fest, and skateboarding and summer just go hand in hand, so it fit the theme.
Yeah, and also I feel like with these reveals and these releases, we can kind of view them as like mid to high tier releases as well. Like I don't think this is going to be like the showstopper of all showstoppers, but like I do feel like we're going to get some solid games revealed here and shown off or revealed here as well. I'll end it on this, though.
The only other one really quick I was going back and forth was the Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Ooh.
Getting some sort of gameplay, but that was just revealed at the Game Awards, so I don't know. It might be too soon.
Yeah, might be. I'll say this. I wouldn't be surprised maybe we do see the Sackboy and Returnal stuff coming to PC in this showcase. And here's where I'll get crazy. Here's my pie in the sky, okay? Ready for it? Give me Bloodborne on PC. You goddamn fools. Whatever it is, play a mobile on that Steam Deck. I just need it. Please. For the love of God, I need this.
How come you're not reading the last one you wrote down?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I was like, what are you doing?
Persona 6 to be revealed, and it's multi-platform.
Atlas is one of the partners on Summer Game Fest.
Atlas is supposed to be here, and... Listen, I'm a complete outsider to the series. I have no emotional attachment. I've just seen things that kind of point to a Persona announcement coming, like shuffling of games and announcements around. That I do think it's time we see a new Persona. Persona 5 was just taken off of the PlayStation Plus collection. So I think this is happening, and or Persona 3, 4, and 5, coming to Xbox. I definitely see that happening. Kyle, that's all the predictions we got. Okay?
Yeah.
So now set your expectations accordingly. Yeah. I'm really this year, Kyle, can I say it? Not expecting the world. Like I just want to see games. Like my expectations, I'm pretty level-headed. For example, like Savoy Prime writes in, they go, seriously hoping for Dragon's Dogma 2 that'll get announced. All I need is a trailer. If Capcom doesn't want to give a release date, that's fine. But give me something official, damn it. Like maybe we see some of those those type of titles make their way onto the showcase, but like I just want to see games. That's all I really care. Like I don't have like oh, it's gonna pop. Oh, this will only pop if I see like Bloodborne 2 or something stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I got to set the expectations.
Yep.
Yeah? That said, we'll be streaming the event over on Carpool Gaming, and then we will have our show recapping all the stuff on Friday morning after the show has been revealed and all that stuff. Oh, also, when it comes to the Xbox Games Showcase, join me, my frenemy Luke Lore, and Old Man Ains as we do a cash co-op live stream of the event over on Season Gaming. So link to that as well down below. It's going to be really awesome. It's going to be really big. I can't wait to see an expression on Ains' face that isn't stoic. So I'm just really excited for that.
Are you also going to get together 2 days later for the extended showcase?
No, because that's a stupid idea to begin with. But we'll get there later.
All right. I'm just,
Oh, I want the Xbox fans to stew on what I just said and just get them a little angry at me. Don't worry. I'll explain myself, but when I feel it's appropriate. Flash news, Kyle. It's time.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta run. Oh shit! Fuck, they're right behind us. I mean, they're right behind us. We may hear about a new Crash Bandicoot game this week. This comes from Windows Central, from our good friend Miles' show, Chatterdays, Windows Central. They were chatting it up a bit, says the name of the show. And I believe Jez Corden and or Randall Thor kind of blurted out that there's something in the works that we may see it somewhere in one of these showcases. Kyle, does this get you where you need to go? I blew myself by accident. Sorry.
Does it get me where I need to go?
Because I know you're a big platforming head. I know you love Crash. I love
Crash. Yeah. I love Crash. But reading this article,
go for
it makes it sound like it's going to be, according to Jez, it's going to be a multiplayer Crash Bandicoot, like a brawler, like Crash Bash, which isn't all that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the platformer sequel to 4, which was excellent.
Right.
It's a great game. But yeah, I'm excited that Crash is still getting love. I know it will underneath Microsoft, but I'm just
happy that Toys for Bob is doing something that's not Call of Duty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm excited about. I'm like, okay, so there's hope that after this acquisition's over, I mean, not hope, but like whatever. Like Xbox is going to take this team and go, just make some cool shit.
And take Vicarious Visions out too.
Exactly.
And let them continue to do the awesome things that they do.
Yeah. So awesome. Flash news, Sony Bend has a new logo. Well, not like as of recording, but like as this podcast comes out, we'll see it. It's a logo. Hopefully, though, this means something more than it's different shapes. That this is kind of them rebranding themselves.
Absolutely.
We're turning the chapter of what we once were. We're now something new and all that stuff.
How outrageous are we getting with this new logo? New font, new color, a symbol like Ubisoft.
That'd be neat. I think that it's gonna be like somewhat of like Insomniac when they did their rebrand refresh rather, where it's more of a refresh, it's more modernized, it's not as like cartoony or whatever. I'm thinking of Insomniacs in my head right now. It's more serious, where I think Bend is going to be a little bit more evolved. Again, this is them, I think, maybe reintroducing themselves as this new team. What say you?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a little bit more, I think, fun than what the original is now.
It's kind of boring.
It's just like some bubble letters and the N bleeds into the I with studio underneath.
Yeah.
I want a little bit more fun from them. I honestly thought the first thing I went to was like some siphon filter green wireframe. I was like, that's like 90s era. That's too old.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited for them, like you said, to do a new coat of paint, new fresh look, new chapter, I'm all down for it because they are a talented team and they just need to focus on what they got to focus, put the Days Gone stuff behind and the sequel behind, and just make something cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and I know there's been so much reshuffling over there.
Yeah.
At those studios. So this is them again. I feel like a great reintroduction. And hopefully a new step into something bigger and better for him. Capcom Showcase, we talked a little bit about this before, but this is a tweet straight coming out of Capcom themselves, introducing the hashtag Capcom Showcase, a new live stream digital event bringing you the latest from Capcom game information. Tune in on June 13th at 3 p.m. PT for around 35 minutes of news and in-depth updates on previously announced Capcom games.
Yeah, so we're probably RE Village DLC, probably Pragmata.
That's actually really cool.
Exo Primal, Dino Crisis, that's not Dino Crisis game. Probably Reverse. I don't know if we'll see RE4 remake. Do you think we'll see it here? Like a little bit more of a deep dive, or are they going to give that room to breathe a little bit?
I think they'll show it again because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
And when I mean show it again, I mean like legit the same trailer.
Yo, absolutely.
Yeah. That 13th lands on a Monday. So we're not going to do any prediction show for Capcom. But would you want to do a live stream? I know it's 6 p.m. is kind of cutting it close for you.
I mean, that is when I get home.
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah,
so
I'd be down for it.
Check it out. Again, we'll be streaming at 6 p.m. EST time on the 13th, which is a Monday. And then, if you can't catch us, don't worry about it. Hey, relax. Don't worry. It's gonna be fine. You'll still get the show on the 16th, and we'll do the little rundown on it.
Yeah.
That's it for the Flash news. Now, Kyle, are you holding on to something?
Yeah, my new 4K steelbook of the Batman.
Oh, Bruce Wayne. Ooh, boy, it looks so good. It looks so shiny.
It's very good.
I'm sorry. When I look at cinema, the show just stops. Prepare the drop. Here are the latest deals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront this week. June 6th, Lost Ruins comes to PlayStation 4. Heart of the Woods comes to PlayStation 5. And Super Arcade Racing comes out on PlayStation 4. On June 7th, Spellforce 3 Reforged comes to PlayStation 5. On June 8th, Noble, The Mortal Fate comes out on PS4.
Noel, by the way.
Oh, what did I say?
Put a B in there.
I said Noble.
Noble, yeah.
Dyslexia strikes again. June 9th, Arcade Archives of Motos comes out on PS4. Squarekeeper comes out on PlayStation 5. And on June 10th, Metal Max Xeno Reborn out on PS4. And The Quarry on PS5 and PS4. That's the one all the kids are talking about. All of them.
All of them. I'm excited about that one.
That one's the Dark Pictures crew, right? That's Supermassive. Yeah. It is crazy that they are still chucking away at these. Now I know Quarry looks a lot better, and I know some of the Dark Pictures. It is the
sequel to Until Dawn that I think we all wanted. Yeah. That's what it looks like.
That's what I want from them. Hopefully that this is exactly it, because I'm excited. There's some good talented folks in here, and I want a nice little horror romp. I hope that that's the case here, because I honest to God don't know where this thing's gonna track, because with them it's like you're either gonna get something that's like an 81 and that's it's good, which is great, but then like you get somewhere like they had like Fire Team, I believe, which was like a awful.
Did they do the VR Fire Team Bravo?
Yeah, the Impatient as well. So like
Impatient, yeah.
They're very hit or miss. And I really am rooting for them. I hope that this is the thing that kind of steers them in the right direction. Mm-hmm. All right, Kyle. It's time for the last segment and our favorite segment of the show. It's time for the Sony Pony Express. Yeah!
Hello, neighbor.
Don't forget to bring a towel. All right, Kyle, listen. You can send your questions in. Or this is not Kyle, to you.
Yeah, I can send them in. Yeah,
hello. Sure. You can send your questions in via the Trophy Room Discord server each and every Wednesday. That's when we usually, I come on knocking at 9 a.m. and go, y'all got some mail? And then y'all send them my way. Or over at us at PS Trophy Room on Twitter with your comments, your questions, and we'll answer them on the show.
Yeah.
Pronto.
Hey, Joe, I have a question for you since you said I can ask one. Who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah, who do you think you are? I am. Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
No, I love you. And how do you do it?
How do I do what?
Up to interpretation.
You're a good kid. You're going stir crazy on this, dude. Tito 6-Speed writes in, hey guys, the last few episodes have been amazing. I want you to know, where are we ranking this one, Tino? Where are we ranking it?
Are you saying this is the bad one?
I don't know. We've had so many technical difficulties today.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm like, are we keeping that energy? Because I hope we are.
And me drinking the dew without having eaten dinner is definitely taking a toll on my sanity.
I can tell. Keep up the great. Still recovering from the awesomeness that was the state of play. And with the recent announcement that Xbox will be having a second extended look on their games following the Bethesda Sunday showcase, I'm wondering if they have enough material to cover all that time. Do you think they will focus the show on updates on current games like Halo and Forza? Can we expect another 15 minutes dedicated to Deathloop? Is it wise to show all these games that are in development when Starfield and Redfall were just delayed? The idea that they have all this content in development is fathomable, but I'm worried that they show off all this content just to keep their fans waiting. Like, imagine they announce Elder Scrolls 6, and then they don't give us an update. Fans would lose it because we have no idea how many games are in development before that one. So, that's a great question, Tino. And I would say, Sony's been a little guilty of this as well.
Absolutely.
You know, they showed Ghosts how many times before we actually got Ghosts?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've kept us in the dark about games that they showed one year, and then they talked about Last of Us for they didn't talk about Last of Us for 2 years straight afterwards. So Sony's guilty of this. Mm-hmm. But Kyle, you brought up a great point on Twitter that you were attacked for on social media. And so much so that you threatened to saw your Xbox.
I sure did.
In half.
I thought about turning it into an actual fridge.
That's right.
I bought the Freon and everything. It's on its way to the house.
It's like, why the extended showcase?
Before I get into it, I realized they did this last year.
Yeah.
And I
forgot
you don't.
What you're just a PlayStation fan who just hates Xbox.
Listen, I had one person say, these people come out of the woodworks and forget they have it. Excuse me coming out of the woodworks? How dare you, sir?
How dare you?
Yeah, I realized that one last year. I watched it. I thought it was decent. That doesn't mean I like it, right? Like I just think to not have it maybe at the end of the showcase and do what Nintendo does and make it like a treehouse, I think would be so much smarter. And this might only affect me, but as somebody who is now working a 40-hour-a-week job, who has family that comes home to, that has all these other things to play and watch or want to do with my time, to tell me for me to learn more about these games that were just shown off, but I now have to take out another 90-minute block on 2 days later to learn about the games that I was shown on Sunday. Just do it all on Sunday.
And when
or have dedicated YouTube videos for each game reveal and deep dive. I'm totally okay with that. Yeah. And I think the reason why they are doing this is because there is no E3, and this is what the media would see probably behind closed doors for those things, which is a cool little peek into what they do. I just do it on the same day. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
literally
I feel like
all I'm saying.
You made a lot of sense, because as you're saying it out loud, I'm like, yeah, actually this extended look does sound dumb. Like, it does. Like, I'm sorry, guys.
It's good. There's probably going to be a lot of really cool info shared.
Yeah, because
I don't want to wait 48 hours to learn about the thing I just saw. Just do it like a treehouse.
Because for me, and I didn't watch last year's because I'm like, it's the same shit. I'm just going to get Twitter updates, and that's going to be it. And for me, I get it. It's a way for fans to get excited. But like Nintendo does it with the Treehouse events.
Yeah.
They show you the game, they go, hey, more to look, after the show.
Yeah.
And then you have still everybody there to look at that thing. To me, it's just another excuse to have another little bit of marketing after the fact that I don't really feel like really does pay the dividends. Because when you take a look at between the extended look and the real look dwarfs the extended cut. And I get it, it's for the hardcore fans, but to me, I feel like the marketing brain inside me thinks it's way better to go, hey, and more Starfield after the show.
Yeah.
And just like, or like, here, more Starfield on Monday. Here, more Redfall on Tuesday. More Halo Battle Royale on Wednesday, right? More on Forza on Thursday. And you have this whole week that you're carving out these brief little times that you can have people excited. Or again, literally after the show, here's the 5 things we're going to be showing you guys. That would be awesome. Because you're right. People got crap they got to do.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes sense by just going, you don't need an extended look. We just need, or an extended, on top of, like, we don't need a Snyder cut. We just need a little showcase for each one of these games. And I feel like by letting them have their own place to breathe, I feel like that's better.
And I'm going to be extremely upset if they do show off things, brand new things, in the extended showcase instead of having it in the main one. Yeah. Like if they purposely held out an indie, right, and like, oh, we're going to show it on the Tuesday show.
Yeah,
like it's why I hated when PlayStation did their last E3 show, and we went outside to Sid Schumann. And I believe it was, oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Ryan?
Yeah.
Right? Sid Schumann, Ryan, and...
I forget, I'm blanking. Don't worry about it.
Previous CEO of PlayStation,
Andrew
not Jim
House.
Ryan. No.
Sean Layden.
He
would never lie to us.
And they were like, here's God of War New Game Plus and whatever. And like, even in that post show, we learned of the From Software VR game Deracide. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, there was such a cluster bleep button, like, it was everything in anything all at once, like the movie.
Yeah.
Just do the showcase, do what we love from these showcases, trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer. Like, I love those. But then be like a little sticker at the bottom. Just like, hey, more info on this game with a talk with the developer after the show.
Yeah.
I'd be so fine with that.
Yeah. Don't give us pre-show nonsense that no one's tuning in for, that they don't even tell you about. They don't even advertise themselves.
Yeah.
And don't do these extended look that, again, a fraction of the audience that you want to advertise to isn't going to be there. Again, while you have the excitement in the room, go, hey, more Starfield after the show. People are going to look for that, right? People are going to look for more Redfall after the show.
Absolutely.
Treehouse shows that people are interested. I'm definitely with you there. That being said, what I think we could expect from Xbox this time around is gameplay.
Yes, absolutely.
I think these are relative safe bets, right? Like, Starfield Redfall is a must.
Yeah.
I think Starfield must be the thing that you are super excited for.
I think they open with it.
Either open or like close it. Like, just have a. Again, this needs to be. If this is gonna be your next big flagship, this needs to be front and center.
Absolutely.
I think we're gonna see the Forza Motorsport.
Yep.
It's been teased so much. That's whatever. I think we need to scale back our expectations of the Golden Eye remake, like, heavily.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah. It's been leaked several times.
Oh, okay.
And I believe Nick from Xbox Era did state that it seems like this is the Xbox Live port of the game. So I don't know what state that was in, but if that is the case, then please just scale it back a bit. But I want to see how they improve. I think the only thing they really need to prove there is how you aim and look. And Odd Job needs to be the same size as everybody else, because people that use Odd Jobs are pieces of. I hate them. So yeah, like, scale back your expectations there. I do think we're gonna see like the Halo Battle Royale. I think that's super given. I think we're gonna see the Gears 2 HD stuff for sure. And And I think we're going to see some neat Game Pass reveals. Like, here is Saints Row coming to Game Pass day and date. Stuff like that.
Here are the Persona. Here's Persona 5 or like the old
Exactly.
Persona games. Yeah.
Here's your Final Fantasy 7,
remake. Yeah.
whatever. Things that get people to pop. But I don't think you should spend all that much time on games like Deathloop and that, because again, we've already seen those games. We can
But
play
like
those
Deathloop
games.
is going to be there.
But Deathloop is going to be there.
They have to, right?
Yeah. It's such an amazing game, and I wanted
it
to
is. It is amazing.
But I swear
like,
to God, I see it again, I'm going to just lose it.
It is finally coming to Xbox. So like, yeah, they have to show it.
So I feel like things like in that caliber, we'll see gameplay of. I think like games like Fable, games like Avowed, I think that's where we are finally going to see gameplay of. Senua, perhaps.
I mean, we did see gameplay at Game Awards for that, right?
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yes.
Yeah.
So for me, I think we're going to see some of the games that were already announced here with actual gameplay coming out 2023.
And yeah. Just to add to that, because I agree with everything there, I think we see a little bit more of that Contraband game.
Sure.
I think that looks probably a lock for being shown off.
How about Indy?
I was about to say Indiana Jones, a good possibility to see some gameplay, because that was that last year.
Yeah, but it was like early last year. So
early last year, yeah. So I could see, but like I could totally see them also showing off Somerville again, Planet of Lana. I don't know about Replaced. I want to see Replaced, but they're trying to get out of Ukraine.
Yeah.
So we're probably not going to hear from them for a little bit, which is a bummer.
Please stay safe.
Absolutely stay safe. Yeah. So I think those things are there, and if they do all those things, it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. But I feel like we need to like calm down some of the expectations out of that show too, because it's got like what you said earlier. All these games have been delayed. All the games that we saw last year, we're going to see more of. Just expect that.
Probably what? Scorn, Slime Rancher 2.
Enough of Scorn. I can't take it. It's too gross.
Hello Neighbor 2, maybe.
Yeah, so expect those games. I don't don't expect the full slate of like you just hear like glass shatter. It's like Activision walking out to the Stone Cold theme. Don't expect that. That's
here's a new Crash game. Here's a new Spyro game. Right. Here's a new Tony Hawk game. Here's Guitar Hero's back. Yeah. No, that's not happening this year.
No,
if it does, I'll eat my own shoe.
Oh, shit. I thought you said I'm gonna eat my own. I'm like, oh.
I mean,
no, Kyle.
No, never.
That's the dude talking.
No. Yeah, that is the dude.
M9 Prime writes in. When someone asks me what game they should play, I always say God of War 2018 if they haven't already, especially if they have a PlayStation 5 because it's free. It has a 60 FPS patch, and I'm always jealous that these people get to experience this amazing game with buttery, smooth frame rate. If a Men in Black styled Mind Eraser exists, what game would you love to replay without any prior knowledge with all the new updates? For me, it would be God of War 2018. What about you, gentlemen? Excluding Bloodborne, of course, Joe, because I'm pretty sure that's his answer. Actually, M9, you speak too soon. I know mine. I know mine, Kyle. If you wipe my brain, I want to re-experience Red Dead Redemption. By golly geez, because that game has a 4K upgrade. It's got all them 60 FPS and doodads. I even think, by golly geez, it doesn't have that cool like HDR, like whatever that's called. All this dang flaming technology gets me as twisted as a Reuben on a Tuesday. By God, I do declare. That game's so amazing. The online is just chef's kiss. The game is one of my favorite games of all time. So like Red Dead Redemption 1, wipe my brain so I can experience that slanger of a title.
I'm sitting here and it's so hard not to say The Last of Us, because I'm literally staring at the Mondo poster of Ellie and Abby. And I'm like, if my mind gets erased completely and I have no knowledge of any trailers or any of the story leaks that were out there, like I just go in fresh, not knowing anything, I think that would be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But then I look to my right a little bit. And if I erase all my memory of every trailer, of me playing the demo at PAX 2020, of me meeting the voice cast at PAX 2020, and seeing the remake of my dreams and play Final Fantasy VII Remake after only knowing the original game without seeing any trailers, without knowing anything, my mind would be blown.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Kyle, the most famous Seamus I've ever met in my entire life. And just ever. Like, that's period. Writes in. Which are you more excited for? Summer Game Fest or the Xbox Showcase?
It's tough because I'm excited for both of them.
I'm excited for both, but I think the clear winner, is Geoff Keighley's show.
I'm leaning towards that, and it's no slight against Xbox for sure.
No, Xbox sucks.
But
go saw your Xboxes in half. Show that you're true fans.
I'm gonna throw mine in a lake. I'm
you
more
did to my console.
From the things that we do know about Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
Like, let alone, I'm super pumped to see more Gotham Knights. I want to see Callisto Protocol in action.
God,
like,
looks so good.
Those are known quantities that we are seeing on Thursday.
Yeah.
Those right now are the things that are exciting me about the more than trying to figure out what's going to be at Xbox or what kind of show that is.
I mean, I'm excited for for Jeff's show. Like, I'm excited to see Cuphead. Like, I'm excited for Callisto Protocol. I'm excited to see Forza. I'm excited if we see SilkSong, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see all these games that are in our fantasy critic that are just certified bangers. That's what and I said it. I said the B word.
Yeah, I was about to say. Nice.
Honestly, it rolled off the tongue. And honestly, can I be honest, Awesome Dave? It felt kind of right in the moment. So like,
thank you.
So I'll say it. I think that I'm more excited for Jeff's show just because I'm so, I think, level-headed or like neutral on most Xbox stuff, which is like, yeah, I'll play it on Game Pass, but like I'm not like chomping at the bit to, like, if I see Fable, I'll lose it. Which like hopefully that's the case. But like Gears of War, that's awesome. I love Gears, more of that. But like I don't know what Starfield is. I have a vague idea what Redfall is, so I'm not. I'm more intrigued of what those games could be than what,
absolutely,
than anything. So I think Geoff also, just because there's probably a good chance we'll see some PlayStation stuff there as well. Yeah, because Geoff's still bought out by PlayStation. That's why I saw my computer in half. All right, keep on saying, y'all. Real talk. There is a guy on Twitter who saw their PlayStation in half because
not even Spider-Man just a regular PlayStation. PC. The Spider-Man PlayStation 4 Pro, the beautiful red console with the white spider, sawed it in half.
And I love like their explanation was like, "Well, I made a bet, and I'm a man of my word."
I'm sorry. How dare you? Those consoles are gorgeous. They don't make them anymore. You took one out of population.
But I love,
as the physical media person. Fuck you.
Here's the thing, though. I love people who are like, man, guy's an idiot, but at least he's a man of his word. It's like, what? It's like, no, it's not like, well, at least he's an honorable dude. It's like,
if the word is dumbass, it doesn't count.
Exactly. Yeah, god damn. It's wild. Go watch it. It's hilarious. I love seeing people, their minds melt over like more people getting to experience a thing, People are like, Twitter, I think, genuinely is the worst place because no matter what it is, someone's going to try to yuck in your yum.
Absolutely. No matter what it is. I love that you use that phrase after I said it here.
I love it because it sounds so good. And it's so right because, it's like, look, like the Kenobi show came out and then there's just like we have non-Star Wars fans because they're not in my fandom say like awful things to actors and actresses on the show, just or taking a line out of context and just running with it to have their own agendas. And then like any game reveal that comes out, we had to, like, there's like these fences or gates just like, popping up out of nowhere. It's like people are holding receipts from tweets years ago. It's nuts.
It's ridiculous.
Just like enjoy games, y'all. Like, how hard is that?
Mm-hmm.
How hard is that? I said it on Twitter. Like, if you're holding a receipt from a developer from like 2017, I don't care what audience size you are, never have, but never will. That's big loser energy. If you're gonna saw your console in half because more people get to experience a game on a PC, I don't care if you made a bet. That is some of the biggest loser energy I've ever seen in my life. And you should be ashamed of yourself, to be honest.
And also, if you are the type of person that are saving developer tweets on the off chance they screw up and whatever, just to throw it at them in their face and be like, see, look what you said.
Loser.
Go away. I don't like you.
I don't like you. All right, the good sir. Let's wrap this up with some positivity. Gosh darn it. There you go. If you're interested in indie showcases, then make sure you tune in Saturday, June 11th, starting at 8 a.m. PST time, and watch twitch.tv/61indie react to the Guerrilla Collective and Wholesome Games Showcase. Geoff Keighley doesn't have it as part of the Summer Games Fest calendar, so I'll continue to spread the word.
Thanks, good sir. Yeah, so we're live reacting to the Guerrilla Collective, who do amazing stuff for the indie game space. Wholesome Game Showcase. If you just want a chill game with cute animals, or you're not shooting and fighting each other and just want to find something cute to play, Wholesome Games is where you need to go. There's also the Future Games Showcase we're reacting to, and I think there's one other on Saturday. So busy over there, and lots of others like Black Voices in Gaming we're doing, I think, on Wednesday. They'll also be live reacted to the Capcom. I'll be on their Xbox Live Reacts. So choose which one of your parents you want to go watch. I don't know. and like we're just doing all the things because it's E3 season, baby.
That's right. Choose which one of your parents. Kids, we have Nintendo at home.
It's like the Oreo and the Hydrox.
Yeah,
we have Hydrox at home.
Yeah, I remember like I had friends of divorce, and they're just like, yeah, I was gonna go over to my dad's house, but like mom has a PlayStation, so it's like 7th grade. It's like, but you love your parents, right? Like you love your dad, like maybe you want to see him. Yeah, but like, he doesn't have Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, so it's like, shit. All right, kid. My God. All right, everybody. That's been the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed yourselves. Kyle, is there anything you'd like to spotlight before we head on out of here?
Mountain Dew.
Oh, God.
No. Oh, God. Myself, Mr. K-Step on Twitter and everywhere. I love you all very, very much. Good sir did all my 618 promos, so I don't need to do that. I'll spell it out for you though. SIXONEINDIE. Someone pointed out that I do it to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme song, and now I can't not think of it when I spell it out that way. I just love you very much. Be kind to each other. Be kind to creators during this time because we are very stressed. Yeah. There's a lot of games news, a lot of creating content. And juggling real life things. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. But yeah.
Yeah.
Be patient with a lot
honestly, I have not. I've gotten a lot of DMs and stuff. I have not been able to even touch them just because I've been just so busy. It's a huge week. You can find me over at Mr. Babbitt on Twitter. You can find the show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter as well. And you can find the show wherever you find your podcast service of choice, whether that is Spotify, where you can rate us 5 stars. Please make sure you do. We are closing in on our yearly goal of 400. We are at 322. Woo. And all you need to do is go on to Spotify. Follow us there, listen to a minute of a show, or maybe just fast forward to it all, and then rate us 5 stars, because it will not let you rate if you haven't listened to at least a minute of the show. So fast forward a minute, 59 minutes, who knows, whatever, just rate us 5 stars and really just help us out there. And it really has helped.
Scrub to a random minute and then just tell us what we're talking about at that time.
Yeah, please. And you can do the same over at Apple Podcasts. Rate us 5 stars. The last 2 reviews, Kyle, have referenced your
Sweet Num Nums?
Your Sweet Num Nums.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That means people listen to the whole show.
The whole show at the final minute. You believe that?
That's awesome.
So if you're listening...
I have faith in humanity.
If you're listening, I want you to say, we are the knights who say,
what? That's too long.
People will get it. People will get that Monty Python reference and rate us 5 stars accordingly. Are you kidding?
Sure.
And so with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. We will see you again this week on Friday to wrap up all what we saw from the Geoff Keighley reveal, and catch me over at Season Gaming for the Cast Co-op live stream of the Xbox event on Saturday. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. See you guys.
Bye. That Xbox show's on Sunday, not Saturday. Don't listen to Joe.
Oh, is it on Sunday?
Yeah.
Whoops.